G like a G is supposed to. I'm from the old school, no one comes close to. Post it up and I do what I want to. Post it up and I do what I want to. I keep it G like a G is supposed to. I'm from the old school, no one comes close to. Post it up and I do what I want to. Post it up and I do what I want to. I keep it true and I mean every last word. I was fooled by the truth, real gangsters. White tee creased up with a strap too. I'm from the bottom where we earn all our tattoos. Boy, it's taboo when you living just like I do. Air is up and you know we keep it all blue. I keep it loony and I don't mean like cartoons. They talk brave till they hear that click, clap, boom. It is what it is, we do what the G's do. Celebrate so we hot box the whole room.
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment.
What's good, G Life? Now, as we continue the countdown of all Rifa Varrios, starting off from where we left off the last time, still maintaining ourselves here in the area of Los Angeles. From now, was Nella transitioning into the east side of Los Angeles? So the transition from what's Nella, northeast Los Angeles, to East Los Angeles, to the area that is known as Happy Valley, because that is what the area is named as Happy Valley. And it is here in Happy Valley where you're able to find the barrio HVR. HVR is a well-known old school barrio that's been in this area for a long time. We're talking about that it's been here since the 1930s, some say even the 20s. So that's an old barrio, bro. You know what I mean? Shit, predating World War II, man. We're talking about right here. So this is an old barrio. Now, the barrio Happy Valley Rifa territory is what consists of almost all of Happy Valley. You know what I mean? Throughout those hills is where you're able to find the barrio Happy Valley. Essentially, their territory is everything that's by Abraham Lincoln High School. So throughout all the back streets, so everything that's goes throughout Lincoln Park Avenue is what's considered their territory. You know, all the way to Pomona Street, Emma Street, Florida Avenue, Sierra Street, all the way to Flora and Eva Terrace. Eva Terrace is the mouth of the lion, the lion's den, the belly of the beast. That is the heart of their barrio, their dojo, on Eva Terrace in the dead end up on top of the hills. You don't want to be caught in the dead end on top of them hills because you will disappear in them hills, bro. They ain't playing over here. Now, the barrio Happy Valley Rifa is a like I said, established barrio that's been right here, you know, well-rooted. Now, although it's not as large as some of these other surrounding gangs, and you don't see them up as much as these other neighborhoods, don't ever get it twisted. These guys mean business, with a few hundred members to them. You know, so they are a few hundred members to them. Now, I was seeing people put that they're a part of the King Cobras and something with the Cobras. No. It has nothing to do with that. They have a Cobras clique, you know, from their barrio, a Cobras clique. So it has nothing to do with the King Cobras, nothing like that. I don't know where people be getting these stories from. Nah, they have, because this barrio has cliques, you know. Cobras is one of them. You have the DCKs. They used to be a tagging crew. The Don't Care crew, you know, became a part of the Happy Valley. So for those who were wondering what happened to DCK, well, they became a part of Happy Valley. Yeah, but there's a real barrio that's still established, continue to hold down theirs, and put theirs on the map for the HVR, the Happy Valley Rifa right there. Now, to find the next barrio on the list, we still have to maintain ourselves here in Nella. I know, Nella's got a lot of Rifa barrios, what can I say? You know, now, but this time we shall be maneuvering our way closer to Dodger Stadium, you know, to the portion of Nella that is referred to as Elysian Valley. Elysian Valley is a beautiful, you know, location, but don't let the beautiful, you know, terrain fool you, because it definitely cracks within this area. Even though people say it's been gentrified, whatever, bro, it cracks right here. You have one of the most, you know, another old barrio, large, you know, well documented within this area too. So don't get it twisted. You know, it ain't peaches and cream. You know what I mean? And it is here in the Elysian Valley where you're able to find the barrio FTR. Fuck the rest. It's one of those things that they use, but no, it is actually known as the barrio Frogtown Rifa. Barrio Frogtown Rifa, a neighborhood that has been well established right here since the 1930s. You know, so woo, bro, we're talking about a long time. And this area is not just referred to as Frogtown by the gang itself, but that's what the locals refer to this area. That is what it was legitly called. It was called Frogtown. And the reason why it was called Frogtown is because you have the Los Angeles River that's just right there, and you get the vegetation that grows out and everything. So you got a lot of frogs within this area, bro. We're talking about a lot of frogs back then. Now, obviously the city cleans it up and stuff like that. You don't get so many frogs, but fun fact, you actually still do get a lot of frogs, just not as many as before. So you got a lot of frogs. Obviously, you would hear the frogs. I had a homie. I talked about this. The homie Duke, who would tell me that sometimes they would get. He would be. On some PCP, and he would be tripping off the frog noises. And he was a good homie. R.I.P. to him. Solid individual. But anywho, yes, the Frogtown Rifa is already a large neighborhood. Already has been well established right here. And their territory consists of all of Elysian Valley throughout Riverside Drive is where you're able to find this barrio, because they do have different sides, from the church side to the, Riverside, side. So they have their territory is broken up into different sectors, right? But they're all the same, but they're just clicas from their barrio, because, their territory is that massive. And since the freeway is right there, essentially all those streets are dead ends, right? So if you got caught slipping after dark, you turn on one of them streets accidentally, whatever, you might find yourself in a pickle, homie, because, they're dead ends. So it was going to get pretty treacherous. And then you have since it's a freeway underpass, you have a lot of, homeless people that are right there. You have a lot of people that go tagging, and you have a lot of illegal activity, allegedly that be, happening around that area. So it gets very treacherous. You don't want to be caught slipping after dark right there. You know what I mean? And like I said, this barrio, from what I was told, is more than 500 members to them. So we're talking already old, large barrio in itself as well. And this is the barrio in which the actor Emilio Rivera, this is the barrio in which he's from. He came out in, Sons of Anarchy, was a Mayan show, the Mayan show. He has had a lot of, movies and TV shows that he came out in, and this is the barrio in which he's from. He's from the Frogtown Rifa, you know what I mean? This is his neighborhood. Now he made a career out of his life and stuff like that. But yes, this is the neighborhood in which he's from. Like I said, a well-known neighborhood. They use the frog logos and the color green, but they are homeboys, and they still continue to be established right here themselves, and continue to put theirs on the map for the Frogtown Rifa right there. Now, as we maintain still here in the east side, the transition from Nella to the east side portion of Los Angeles, we shall be maneuvering our way to the area that is known as El Sereno. El Sereno, already an old city right here in Los Angeles. This area is home to the barrio ESR, not to be confused with Eastside Rivas. This ESR translates to barrio El Sereno Rifa. El Sereno Rifa is already a barrio that goes back all the way back to the 40s, I was told. So an old barrio in itself, And like I said, you can find them roaming around through all of El Sereno. Their territory is mass, but at the same time, they have the mass manpower to, patrol it, because this is a large hood, at least from what I was told, up to 500 members. So we're talking about, large and in charge right here. And it gets crazy in El Sereno. Trust me, right here it gets hectic. You have, different barrios within this area as well. You have the 18th Streeters, you have the Lowells, you have the Rose Hills, you have the Metros that are just right there. I'm telling you, bro, it gets on and cracking, homie. Like right here, it's definitely an area that gets hectic. You don't want to be just, roaming around here in the night, because, bro, you end up missing. It'd be vicious within this area. And like I said, El Sereno, since they're massive in manpower and their territory is vast, they break their neighborhood into cliques, right? And the cliques will be, whoever's, lurking, within them streets. They have the Indicas for Indica Street. They have the Lock Street, which is their heart of their hood, their main domain. That's the one that's more recognized, the one you see the most. But they do have other cliques to their barrio. You can find them just, Luigi, Warlock, all, Lock Street, Indica, all of this area, you know what I mean, is their territory. Like I said, this barrio is massive, and they've been known to handle business. You know, they made headlines. You see all kinds of activity by these individuals. Like I said, the Sereno Rifa barrio is the real deal Holyfield. You feel me? And like I said, already an old school barrio, and continue to still hold it down for theirs, and continue to put theirs on the map for the ESR, the El Sereno Rifa right there. Now, as we maneuver our way now to the area that is known as East Los Angeles, East LA, because a lot of people confuse Boyle Heights for East LA. It's not the same thing. But now, here in East LA, is where we're able to find several of these Rifa barrios. So we'll be here, for a quick minute. But we'll be starting off, obviously, with my homeboys, Varrig, I gotta show homie some love right there. Droops, what's up. Nene as well. To the barrio that is known as the barrio LVR. LVR translating to Barrio Little Valley Rifa. Barrio Little Valley Rifa is already an old barrio that's been well established right here in East Los Angeles, dating back to the 30s as well. This is an old barrio with a few hundred members to them. Yes, they have, 100 members to them, not just located here in East Los Angeles, but in Mexico, in Washington, Oregon. They spread out. They grew like wildfire, let's just say. You know what I mean? The Little Valley Rifa, like I said, they do have that amount of manpower because, like I said, they just traveled and spread to other areas. So it's not just located here. But in East Los Angeles, their territory is everything that consists throughout Downey Road. Downey Road, their turf extends all the way to Whittier Boulevard. Whittier Boulevard, the turf goes all the way to Rowan. And from Rowan all the way to Eagle Street and back around. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their barrio. Throughout Hubbard Street, throughout 6th Street, obviously, because they have their 6th Street Malos clique. So, that's another, area where, you're able to find them. But, the heart of their hood, essentially, their dojo, their domain, is essentially what's on 6th and Record Avenue. 6th and Record Avenue, that's when you in the Lion's Den, the Mouth of the Beast, that's when it be going down, you know what I mean? So throughout Record and like Hubbard Street and 6th Street and all of that, bro, you just don't want to be right there because, man, it's going down. And all the way to Eastern, you know what I mean? That is everything in the middle is, a pretty decent size of territory. It's what consists of the barrio Little Valley Rifa. And yes, Little Valley does have, like I said earlier, they do have several clicas to them. The Tiny Locos, to the 6th Street Balos, to the Diablas, to all kinds of different clicas. Like I said, few hundred members to them. So this barrio has already been doing it. It's well known, has got its representatives. These guys be holding it down right here for East LA and the LVR and continue to still put theirs on the map. And shout out to Drew's, Nene, and everyone that be holding it down right there for the Little Valley Rifa. You know what's up? Now, to find our next barrio on the list, we actually have to be still remaining here in East LA. Like I said, we're going to be here for, a cool second. But this time now, maneuvering our way a little bit more down, almost to the area what's East LA, but it transitions into Boyle Heights. Almost the borderline of what's East LA and Boyle Heights is where you're able to find this next barrio, which is known as the barrio KKR. KKR, translating to barrio King Cobra's Rifa. King Cobra's Rifa is a well-known barrio that's large and old school as well. Been right here already for a cool minute with a few hundred members. From what I was told, more than 400 members to this barrio. So we're, in a sense, we're not talking about a little gang right here. We're talking about a, pretty big gang. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty vast amount of manpower. Now, you could say people could come out here and be like, nah, that's not true. There's not that many. You don't see that many right here. Wooty wah. Like I said, they're just not located here in East Los Angeles, but they also have a South Side branch to their barrio, and I also even heard they had a West Side branch to their barrio. But the most known ones is the East Side and the South Side, which is located in the area of Bell Gardens. But we'll be starting off with the East LA portion first, the originators, because this is where they originated from, the East Side. You know what I mean? Now, their territory in the east side is everything that consists of what's Rowan Street, Rowan, all the way to where the freeway's at, because they're pretty much all dead ends right there. And from that, from Rowan, their territory extends all the way to Union Pacific, and from Union Pacific all the way to Downey Road and back around. Everything that's in the middle is considered their barrio. So that would be, but the heart of the hood, the Lion's Den, the belly of the beast, is what's Union Pacific and Bonnie Beach place, where the park's at, where the Parque de los Sueños, that park right there, bro, that's already you in the no man's land, you know what I mean? That's where it definitely be going down, where the King Cobras are known for doing their thing. But essentially their territories, throughout all of those areas, throughout Gage Avenue, throughout Hubert Avenue, throughout Eastern Avenue as well. And like I said, where the 5 freeways at, so all those dead ends, you know what I mean? You just don't want to be caught slipping anywhere around this area, bro. It'd definitely be cracking. What's Olympic and, Record and Bonnie and, and all that area. It definitely cracks, near the King Taco. I know where everybody knows where King Taco's at, bro. The King Taco right there. And I know where people know where that's at. Well, that's pretty much their vibe right there. You know what I mean? You don't want to be caught slipping at King Taco eating after dark because, essentially, that's like the danger zone because that's like the splitting point of where King Cobras and Choppers 12, ends, where one barrio ends and where the other one begins. So, you'll get a lot of conflicts within that area because those two barrios, have definitely beef, animosity. Bro, you just don't want to be around that place at dark, because you'll definitely get sparked. But the King Cobras Rifas, the real deal. And like I said, they also are located in the area of Bell Gardens. In Bell Gardens, their territory is also large, a few hundred members to them over there on that side. And their territory over there consists of what's everything that's from Clara Street. Clara Street, their turf extends all the way to what's Eastern Avenue, all the way to Cecilia Street. Cecilia Street, their territory goes back to Garfield and back around. Everything that's in the middle throughout Gotham, close to the parque that's right there, the Gallon Park, is what's considered the King Cobra's territory right there. And like I said, they've been well established in the South Side for quite some time. And like I said, I also been told that they have a West Side, branch to them. I don't know how much that is to be so, but that's at least what I was told. But that's what's up with the KKR, the King Cobra's Rifa right there. Now, as we make our way back up, now heading towards the heart of East LA, because this area is considered the heart of East LA. Now, when it comes to East LA, if there's one thing, we're aware that there's so many different gangs within East Los Angeles, in East LA Dukes, Indiana, King Cobras, and all of that. This is home to the Maravilla gangs. All the Maravilla gangs are located in East Los Angeles. This is their home. Because they are the oldest within this area, because these gangs already date back to the 1920s, bro. So we're talking about some old, large barrios within this area. This is their domain, their dojo, all of that. Now, people are aware of this, that there's different Maravilla cliques, but they're their own sub-gangs, right? So they're all different barrios, but they all roll underneath the Maravilla umbrella. But some Maravilla cliques don't get along with each other, So they're their own sub-gang cliques, right? So they're all different, and you have a lot of them, Frasers, Kern, Rock, Projects, Rascals, High Times, Lotte, Mariana, Arizona, and I could just go on and go on and go on. There's a lot of different Maravilla cliques. And one of these Maravilla cliques is known as a Rifa Barrio, which is known as the Maravilla Rifa / Gage Boys, or Gage Maravilla, or Gage Maravilla Rifa. However you want to say it is all appropriate. They have different ways of writing it. I have already explained this in a different video. Barrios have different ways of writing it. Now, essentially, the Barrio Gage Maravilla Rifa was two separate gangs. Maravilla Rifa came first. They're the originators, the old school ones, the ones that have already been here. And the Gage Maravillas were like their younger relatives, let's just say, you know what I mean? The younger bunch out of the Maravilla Rifa. You could kind of say like a younger clique of theirs. You get what I mean? But but they're all the same hood because they all share the territory right there, right? So Maravilla Rifa came first, and then Gage Boys came after. But you could count them as one because they do hang out together, and essentially they do see themselves as like one whole barrio, but they're two separate gangs. I know it kind of gets complex when I try to break it down. Some neighborhoods are like that, like my barrio in Hart Street. That's pretty much how we're viewed in my area, like that. Those who are in the mix understand what I'm talking about. But essentially, the Maravilla Rifa Gage Boys, is their territory is everything that's throughout Indiana. Indiana, their territory extends all the way to Cesar Chavez all the way to Gage Avenue, and Gage Avenue to where the freeway's at is where the Maravilla Rifa's at, but like their extended portion of their barrio is throughout Indiana and Winter Street, and from Winter Street all the way to Townsend all the way to Blatchard all the way to Gage Avenue, and from Gage Avenue to Cesar Chavez is where you're able to find the Gage Maravilla portion of it. But like I said, this barrio is all one whole neighborhood at the end of the day. They roll together, they represent together. That's how they do it right there, bro. You know what I mean? That's how they go. But the heart of their hood, their main domain, their dojo, the Lion's Den, is what's Record Avenue and Hamill Street, the 3900 block, is where you're able to find the heart of their hood, their dojo, where they get it on and cracking. The H&R block, the HR block as they call it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be caught slipping right there, bro. Definitely be going down. Like I said, in this barrio is a large neighborhood with a few hundred members to them, because the Gage Maravilla is an active bunch. You do see them up. You do see their activity. They wear the Green Bay attire, like I said, and they're Gage Boys Maravilla Rifa. That is the name of their neighborhood, and that's how they write it. You know what I mean? They get it tatted, the MVR and and all of that, bro. That's how they rep their hood. But yeah, like I said, the real deal Holyfield, the Maravillas ain't playing, bro. But that's what's up with the Maravilla Gage Boys right there.